Welcome everybody to Straight from the Heart. I'm Chris Cipoletti, and here today we have an opportunity to meet another one of the Holy Cross novices, Jack. Jack, would you like to introduce yourself?
Absolutely. I'm Jack Herzog. I'm from the suburbs of Indianapolis, where I grew up and where my family still lives. Went to Notre Dame for undergrad, studied theoretical math, and met Holy Cross there, and it's led me to be here.
Tell us a little bit about your family and your life growing up in Indiana.
Absolutely. I grew up with my parents and my younger sister, Melanie. She's 3 years younger than me and is currently at the University of Dayton. And grew up super involved in a ton of different school activities, and then started to get involved in my parish kind of as I got into high school.
And so how did you come to know Holy Cross?
I went to the University of Notre Dame as a freshman, and that was really my first encounter with the Congregation of Holy Cross, getting to know priests and brothers in my dorm, on campus, and different activities, and getting to know the congregation that way.
So had you thought about the priesthood as you were growing up?
My associate pastor back home mentioned it to me my sophomore year of high school, and that was the first time that it was an idea that I was like, oh, I could be a priest. That's like an actual option that exists. And so it sat in the back of my mind. And then I got to Notre Dame, and kind of over the course of freshman and the start of sophomore year, I was like, there's something more here. I think it's time to explore this a little bit more deeply. And so at that point, realized how natural of a fit Holy Cross was for me, and reached out to the vocations office.
Was there someone or something that happened that really kind of took you to the vocations office?
Yeah, so I had just gotten out of a relationship at the end of freshman year and did the Notre Dame Vision program, which is a kind of conference/retreat for high school students. I was a mentor for that. And through that experience, was not planning to do any serious discernment that summer, but realized I think this is the sign that I need to give the priesthood some more serious thought.
We've heard from some of your brothers about their educational background. We've got a mathematician, we've got an engineer.
Yeah.
What was your undergrad degree in, and how did that help bring you to the novitiate?
Yeah, so I studied math, just like Brother Guillaume. We have two mathematicians in the class, which is awesome, with minors then in philosophy, liturgical music, and constitutional studies, which was a nice balance of I have my kind of math problems for half my day, and I've got reading and writing stuff for half my day. All of which lead to an encounter with God in a different way. Music and philosophy and some constitutionalism, it's a little bit more obvious. Math, to me, is also a very clear encounter with God. If God is truth, as we believe he is, math is one of the few fields where you finish your proof and you have a sentence that's 100% true. There's no room to doubt that it is true. And so in some way, you've had a very real encounter with God, who is truth.
I never would have thought of math and God
Most
melding together
don't.
that way, right?
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
So how have you enjoyed being in Colorado since you came to the novitiate?
It's been an incredible time. The novitiate is beautiful. The mountains are awesome. I mean, growing up in Indiana and going to college in Indiana, it's pretty flat. And so it's really cool to get to experience God's creation in that way. Sacred Heart Parish has reminded me a ton of my own home parish. The community, the music, in a lot of ways, it's a very similar environment. And so that, from kind of the moment we got here, I was like, this feels like home in some way. Throw in Holy Cross, and it's like, yep, this is a really special place to be.
Well, now, many of the people watching have probably seen you singing in the choir at 9 o'clock Mass, if they come to 9 o'clock Mass. Did you sing while you were in college?
I did. So I started singing probably in 5th grade and did that up through the end of high school. And at Notre Dame, started doing liturgical music for the first time. I joined the Notre Dame folk choir at the start of my sophomore year and had a really wonderful experience of faith and community and music through that. That's shaped a lot of kind of my personal prayer life now.
So Jack, do you have any advice for a young person who's considering religious life?
Absolutely. I think my biggest piece of advice is talk to people about it. You're not going to get very far on your own. So whether that's talking to friends, family, priests at your parish, a vocations director, it's, I think, really important to reach out and talk about it and take concrete steps. And then for me also, that led to visiting our undergraduate seminary and feeling the love of the community there and joining that at the start of my junior year.
I can imagine that having a personal experience meeting people who are in formation can help a lot, because then you're not on the journey on your own.
Yes, I visited Old College and it just felt like a family and a home and a community that was both discerning religious life and growing in faith and also having a great time together, which we have at the novitiate now.
Well, Jack, thank you for sharing some of your story with us. Everyone, we'll look forward to seeing you next week with another introduction of one of the novices who are with us this year. Thank you, and God bless.